Alright, welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name's Elliott and you're watching Rickety Ski Reviews. Today we're talking about my oldest frenemy ski, which is the Nordica Enforcer 99 for 2025. Now, I say frenemy because historically the Nordica Enforcer from 2024, the Nordica Enforcer 100 specifically, I did not like. It could have been just that ski, who knows? But I did not like the way that it just didn't give me my energy back out of the turn. You would load it and it would just kind of eat it up. Whereas in 2025, the Nordica Enforcer 99 was much better. Now I know Nordica went with a different wood supplier. Maybe that means that their quality control wasn't great. It's impossible to know, but I do know that I did not like the 2024 Nordica Enforcer 100 and really loved the 2025 Nordica Enforcer 99. This is a ski that went from like a 6 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10. It was probably the biggest improvement from year to year. So this is a ski that I didn't like, but I think they really did a good job bringing it around, bringing it kind of into the modern ski builds, because the Nordica Enforcer 100 hadn't been changed substantially for almost 10 years. So after 10 years, they finally made a big change to it, and I found it was a giant improvement. The things I really liked about the ski, just to recap, were I liked the way that it really charged through sloppy conditions. I felt like if you really got it at the perfect turn radius, it would give you your energy back and really power through the turns. The downsides were it is a heavier ski, so you couldn't kind of do your hop turns as much. But overall, I loved the changes they made to the Nordica Enforcer going into 2025, and it went from a ski that I thought was overrated to a ski that I would recommend. Now, in disliking that older ski, I obviously stirred the pot and had a lot of people who weren't very happy hearing that. And funny enough, I had people who were upset that I liked the 2025 saying, oh, they must have ruined it because Elliott likes it. I'm not sure where the truth lies in, because it's kind of hard to try the 2025 Nordica Enforcer 99, but there are a handful of people who have reviewed it, one of which being Out of Collective. Now, I typically like Out of Collective. I think they do some good content. They've kind of recently pivoted towards biking content, and the biking content they've made has been really good. Their skiing content, for the most part, I like. Now, I have had some weird interactions with them on social media, but all in all, I like them, and I don't know. I just don't pay attention that much. They could hate me for all I know, and I wouldn't really know any better. But I like them. I like their content. They've said a couple things that I didn't necessarily agree with. But honestly, I think most of the things where we just disagree, honestly, could be accounted for where they're skiing. They're skiing at Cannon, New Hampshire, or Cannon, whatever you want to call it. And it's a very steep, very icy mountain. I used to race there a lot when I raced at Burke, but I would do the New Hampshire circuit races, so I would ski at Cannon for their slalom races and a couple of the GSs. But it is a very different mountain than where I'm skiing, so I don't know. I think that can really shape your perception on skis, and I have no hate or deep love for this channel. I think that for the most part, I think they do a pretty good job, and we just differ here and there. But what I'm really curious about is they did a first look at the 2025 Nordica Enforcer 99. I don't know if that means that they actually skied on it. I don't know. They didn't do a follow-up video, so maybe this is the review, but let's see what they think about the Nordica Enforcer 99, because there's not a lot of people that have reviewed it so far. So without further ado, this is my first time watching it. Let's react to Out of Collective's first look 2025 Nordica Enforcer 99 and compare notes. Let's see how what I said compares to what they had to say.
What is up, YouTube? Today we have a first look, probably the first time any of you are seeing this ski. This is the brand new Nordica Enforcer 99 for 2025. Completely redesigned, all new lineup for both the Santa Ana line and the Enforcer line coming out of Nordica. Now, very scary to go and change your best-selling ski for the last decade. This thing has been crushing for Nordica. It is top seller. It is the ski that every one of you has probably heard of at one point or another if you've been looking at buying new skis. Now, a few things have changed. The ski is, as I mentioned, completely redesigned.
Okay, people have been buying it for a decade, but they also didn't change it for a decade. So it's like, yes, it becomes kind of infamous, or it becomes really sought after. But if you don't make any changes, skis have changed so much in the last decade that this thing was so long in the tooth. I know that people love it. I know that people probably buy it without even thinking twice, because I personally had it recommended to me like half a dozen times on the ski lift, just from random people. But that doesn't mean it's good, right? Like, it means that it had an audience, but sitting on your hands for that long, it's like weird how all these other places praise Nordica for doing that, and to me it's like, they got away with selling different top sheets for a decade. That is wild. And it doesn't seem like something to be praised, in my opinion.
What they did is they made this ski a little bit more fun, a little bit more energetic, but still very damp and very powerful. This year they have added an elastomer in between the sheets of metal. There are 2 sheets of metal in this ski. In between the sheets of metal, there is a elastomer that is basically like a little rubber gusset that is going to keep this thing damp, quiet, and still going to have some pop from the wood core that exists in this ski. I am so excited about this thing. It needed a revamp. It needed to become a little bit more accessible than in years past, but still hold on to some of that power. I think this is going to be a surefire home run for Nordica in 2025, and I think people are really, really going to enjoy this thing.
Okay, first off, when you're describing a ski, it's like, oh, it's more fun? That's hard to quantify. I get what he's saying because I've skied on the skis, and the elastomer might be the key to why it has more spring in and out of the turns. Although typically I believe the elastomer is like, has more to do with the dampness. Maybe it has to do with the restructuring of the ski. I'm not sure. If you know, leave something down in the comments. But fun is like not a quantifiable thing. The big glaring issue here. Adam, is that his name? Adam. Did you ski on the skis? Did you ski on them? Or are you just telling us what the Nordica rep told you? He didn't ski on those skis in his hand because they're not mounted to bindings. In order for me to know if this information is useful or not, I need to know if he skied on the skis. He didn't say anything inaccurate. That's a crazy part too. Like, whatever the Nordica rep told him lines up with what I skied on and felt. But why are you telling us about a ski if you didn't actually ski on it? And if you did, then just tell us that. Like, this is the thing with ski reviews. If you're buying it, I want to know, like, did this guy actually put his feet on the skis and get the skis on the snow? You're being too mean. Somebody, oh my god, what did somebody say? They said, Elliott, maybe if you were more professional, Atomic would send you skis. Oh, and it was this comment. I'm like, what do you want me to do, huh? What do you want me to do? Get on my knees and pray? Oh, all these skis are so great. Please send me skis. I do not care, and I am not doing that. You want somebody who is just gonna praise every ski that passes through town? You're at the wrong place, okay? I think that we are in the golden era of ski design. There are a ton of really good skis, more professional. I like tell you guys about all of my biases. I tell you about any like affiliation I have with a brand. That in my mind is professionalism. Yes, I'm in a playground, right? I take care of my child with autism, and I do this as a labor of love. But, I'm not gonna wear a suit and tie and and tell you how great every brand is in hopes of getting skis. That's not what we're about here. If I have to fish skis out of a dumpster, that's how I'll review them. I am not gonna carry on that way. Anyway, that was just one weird comment, but now you guys are hearing about it. But anyway, back to Out of Collective. He hasn't said anything wrong, and he has a really great way of explaining things. Like the gusset, I just think that he sometimes doesn't create like context for what he's talking about. He gets a little lost in the sauce, so to speak. But he's definitely a very like smart guy that understands how to explain things. All right, before I lose my mind in my hair, let's keep going.
Super excited to get this pair up on snow, but across the board, and I've skied this actually once before, but I'm so impressed with Nordica's ability to make really quality skis consistently without people feeling like the line is too tired or boring. Like, this is exactly what most people need as far as an all-mountain do-everything ski goes.
Okay, you can ignore my rant from before. Although his answer is a little weird. Like, he answered once and then answered again differently, saying like, I can't wait to get these on snow, but I have skied on them once before. Like, well, which is it? I I don't know, but I would guess that he probably hasn't skied on these, or maybe he had a friend that skied on them, or maybe he only got like one run in, because that wasn't a very confident answer. I don't know though, just speculation. I don't know anything. He says, okay, people can finally stop saying that it's a tired ski. But dude, it was a 10-year-old design, and it was long in the tooth. When you compare it to like a Volcal Kendo or a Stockli Stormrider, the 2024 and older Nordica Enforcer was a dinosaur compared to those skis and what they're doing. And I think now Nordica Enforcer 99 for 2025 is in the same league as those, if not even like edging out some of those skis. So I'm glad to see it, but let's not pretend like they weren't just slapping on a new top sheet every year. Like, that was a little ridiculous. And like, it's weird to put that on consumers. Oh, consumers are complaining. It's like, yeah, because there's stuff to complain about. This company hasn't changed a ski for a decade.
This is an awesome tool for the advanced level skier out there. As far as sizing goes, this is a 185, I believe, 184, 185 in the 99 waisted version. And this is what I ski. I'm 5'11", 220 pounds and dropping. This is the length for me, like all day long. It was on the previous version of the Enforcer, but the new one, no change really. Rocker point is very similar. You can see on that red line, that is essentially where your contact point is for this ski.
Also note, Adam and I are pretty similar builds. I'm 6'1", 240, so that's nice to know, just for some context. We're built at least similarly. Although, he looks great. I saw him like in some videos biking. He looks awesome. Like he is, it looks like he's been doing great with whatever he talked about with dropping. So, you know, a small kudos here and there. I know I'm like kind of brutal in some areas, but I don't know. I respect stuff when I see it, and this is a great breakdown. Yeah, I mean, I was ranting about whether or not he was on snow. I kind of get the impression if he reviewed these skis, he was not on them long. Okay, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Let's keep going.
And if you're looking for something that can ski the bumps, ski groomers, ski in the woods, and just have as your true one ski weapon, this is an excellent choice. Even in New England, I really think the 99 width is a good choice for a lot of us. Gives you the opportunity to plow through some of those POW days when we get them, even though they always last 24 hours or less. Seems like this is the ski for a lot of people. There is a 94 waisted version and an 89 waisted version, as well as a 104 for next year as well. But
okay, you can be cute with the language, but the one ski weapon, which is basically saying one ski quiver. Would I own a pair of these in New England? Oh, maybe. It could be fun in the spring. I would not want it to be my only ski though. 99 is really wide, and yes, I know you guys get some powder days, but the snow does not stick around that long. Most of what you're skiing on is man-made snow. These wouldn't be my first choice for man-made snow. I could see the narrower width being a lot of fun as a daily driver on the East Coast, just because of the dampness. Like, just gauging the dampness of the 99, I have not skied on the narrower widths, but I could see it being a good East Coast ski, but I wouldn't own any 99 ski on the East Coast. Unless it was like a secondary ski complementing something else, or unless I was flying out and that's all I could take. But the odds of you getting a big snow day like that are so thin, and the odds of you being on man-made corduroy are so high. Like, why risk that? If it was me and I was looking for a wider ski, I'd probably be on the Stockli Stormrider 88 or the Kendo 88. Maybe the Maverick. I do love the Maverick, but it would struggle there a little bit more. It doesn't have the dampness that the Kendo and the Stormrider have. What would I ski on the East Coast? It's been so long. So detached from my New England roots. What would I ski for a daily driver in New England? Probably the Stormrider or the Monero. I feel like people underestimate how much the dampness matters. If you're just going for the mornings, maybe you don't care that much, but like, things get so skied off, especially where I was from in Burke. If I was on Big Dippers, I'd probably want a Stormrider, something to just eat that chatter so I can enjoy a smooth carved turn. And also the Kendo. I mean, the Kendo is just so good with flexing its turn radius that for a lot of Vermont mountains, it'd be really nice. you know, and a Headcore 93 would probably be pretty fun, but it just doesn't get its versatility. Yeah, that's what I'd ski. I wouldn't be too upset about seeing a Rossignol experience out there either. But yeah, first choice would probably be Storm Riders and Kendas. Black Rose Octo might be good. I don't know. It's just, again, like where I'm from in northern Vermont, they call it boilerplate because it is just tough snow. Anyway, that's a tangent. Let's finish this video.
The 99, I think, is the most versatile of the group, and it's what you're going to see a lot of people on. And I'm actually really digging the graphic. New graphic this year, new graphic technology added, and psyched to see it. So, let me know what you think about the new Nordica Enforcer 99, and are you going to go get one?
Okay, this is my problem with all these ski channels, and I'm not going to name names because they get really snippy in the comments sections when I name them. Turns out people don't like that. Okay, the problem with this and most other ski reviews is this isn't a ski review. There was not one single downside listed. Now this isn't a ski with a lot of downsides. It's a pretty safe bet. In fact, it was in my top 5 list of safe bet skis, but it's not perfect. No ski is perfect. And is it really a ski review? Are you really being a ski critic? Are you being, if you're not at all critical of the ski, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills out here. There's no criticism here of the ski at all, and it's not perfect, but if you actually skied on it more than a couple runs, you would find that there are shortcomings of the ski. It doesn't have a lot, but it has a few. 99 is a bulky width for the East Coast. I don't know why we're pretending like it's not. It's on the bulkier side. It's not the bulkiest, it's not unskiable, but it's a bit bulky. 2, these skis are so heavy and damp, which is a good feature, but the trade-off with having a big bulky ski, especially one that can cut through late season conditions like this, which it does amazing at. The downside is when you have a ski that's heavy, making short hop turns, going at all off trail or going in anywhere where you have to make quick little hoppy short turns, maybe it's steep, maybe the fall line's weird, the ski does not do well with that. As soon as this ski gets out of its comfort zone with its turn radius, it really struggles. Now, when you're in that sweet spot, when you're in the good part of the turn radius, it's awesome. The ski has a lot of really, really strong traits. It finally fixed that kind of like failure to give you your energy back, but it's not perfect. And there are skis that give you more energy than you put in even. This ski kind of just gives you exactly as much as you put into it, but that's fine. I like this ski a lot, but it's not perfect. And if you're a ski reviewer, if you're being critical of a ski, you're a ski critic, you're critical, you gotta say that there are negatives to a ski. No ski is perfect. There are some great skis out there. There are some skis that are unbelievably good, but no ski's perfect. So that's my main criticism. Like I said, I like Adam, I like Out of Collective. I think it's one of the better ski channels out there, but I wish that it was a little bit more critical and a little like more nuanced in its assessment of skis. But overall, it's probably one of the better channels in the space, in my opinion. You can be critical and still be productive in your assessment. And I think that's my main problem with like the whole ski industry, all these ski YouTubers, nobody's critical. And I always get the sense, I don't know if that's the case for Out of Collective, but for some of these channels, it's like, oh, well, the Nordica rep's gonna watch me say this, and oh, what's the head rep gonna say? And you know, I've just learned from doing this, like, hey, as long as you're honest, like, hey, I'm going to be completely honest about the ski review, but also for my channel, no ski company is paying for them, and I'm not worried about like, oh, am I gonna upset the head guy, am I gonna upset the Black Crowes people? I have great relationships with them, they're awesome people, but I always tell them like, hey, just so you know, you can't pay for a review, and I'm gonna be completely honest. And I think people who are really confident in their skis, one, they know that their skis aren't perfect, and two, they're okay with that. They're okay with an honest assessment. I don't think this was dishonest. This was a good review. I don't know why I'm being so hard on Out of Collective, since I think they're one of the better creators in the space. But it's like an across the board frustration I have with the ski industry. Like, we're all gonna pretend like every ski is perfect. Come on. Anyway, I'm beating a dead horse. You guys have all heard this before. Overall, I give this half a thumbs up. It's pretty good, but I don't know how much time he actually got on the skis, and it's a one-sided review. It's only talking about the positives. even when it's talking about the old ski, it's like glorifying it. Oh, it was so good for 10 years. No, they they kind of got away just putting different, paying a graphic artist every year rather than redesigning a ski. And that happens with ski brands, but 10 years is extreme, in my opinion. So anyway, that's the end of the video. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. That's a free way to support the channel. We also have channel memberships. I will link these skis if you're interested in buying them and you found this video helpful. But more than anything, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.